Alright, so I'm going to teach you how to do a basic edit in Lightroom. So you want to go ahead and start with a simple photo. I am choosing one of a friend of mine. And so you're going to go to Develop. And then in Develop, what I like to do is I like to start by doing a basic correction. The reason I like to do basic corrections is because it gives me an idea of what my program thinks I should do to my photo, and then kind of gives me a place to go with. I also like to do the before and after, just so I can compare the two edits. So I'm going to go ahead and start by darkening the exposure a little bit, and also darkening the contrast, and then lightening the highlight, lightening the shadows, lightening the whites a little bit, and darkening the blacks just a little bit. And after that, I like to go to sharpening, and this is going to pick a place in the photo where it feels like that the image is lacking. So I'm going to sharpen the image a little bit, reduce the radius, reduce the detail, and do a little bit of masking. So the purpose behind this is to, one, make the image clearer, and two, make the grain of the image show up less. Like you can already see, just with a few edits, the major difference between the two pictures. The color is much defined in this one, as well as the individual strands of hair stand out a lot more. So then after that, I'm going to go and edit the colors. The way I like to do this is I like to do it color by color. And so pretty much what you're going to do here is you're going to adjust the shade. You can do just about any shade you want. I tend to lean towards shades that are a bit more natural to what the original photo is, which is another reason why I like to keep the before picture on this side, is just so I can look and compare the two. And then I want to saturate this a little bit more. You can either saturate it completely or remove the color completely. Red is not a color I recommend removing just because red is a very essential color in photography. It helps make your model or your focus look like they're actually alive. So the next thing you're going to do is switch colors. And so this time I'm going to edit orange. And so you can see that if I go too far orange, it kind of gives her a pinkish hue. And if I go too light of orange, it eliminates all of the orange and turns it into a green. So I like to pick a happy medium. And for this one, I'm not going to saturate the color. However, I might change my mind later. Next is the yellow. And the reason I love working with yellow is the eyes are naturally drawn to the color yellow. As well as you can see with this particular image, the yellow is very predominant as it is streaked throughout her hair and it's on her face. And I think yellow is just a great color to work with. So you can also see that as I change the yellow, the entire picture changes. Again, you want to find that happy medium. And I want to saturate the color yellow because I really want the color yellow to stand out here in this picture. The next is green. And so with the green, I'm just going to kind of adjust the color of the green on her face and a little bit of the green in the dirt. And because green is also a predominant color on her, I want to make sure that the green stands out a little bit too. Next is aqua. So the thing about working with aqua is you don't always see aqua. So what I like to do when I start aqua is I like to completely eliminate the color from the photo and then bring it back and then eliminate it again. The reason why I do this is I can see where the color shows up. You can see the color showed up here and it showed up here. Because aqua isn't a color that always stands out immediately, in my personal opinion, it's nice to be able to see that. Then I'm going to go over to blue. I actually really like the shade of blue in this picture, so I'm just going to intensify the shade of blue just a little bit, and I don't want to saturate it because the blue is already standing out, and I already saturated the aqua as well. Then I'm going to go to purple. Purple is another color that you can't quite always see. Most times you'll see it in shirts. It'll show up on the shirts because purple in photography is a color that helps make white shirts white. And then I'm going to go to magenta. And then for the magenta, you can kind of see it a little bit. Again, it's not one of those colors that you see very much. And I'm just going to intensify that just a little bit. So then this is the comparison between the two images from my before and my after. So what is the main things you notice? First of all, you can see less of a harsh glare from the field lights, as well as the colors are more predominant. There's also, her face is a little bit more defined, as well as individual things like each individual hair and the shape of the powder on her face. So now at this point, it would be a great time to kind of look through your photo and decide what you want to do. So the saturation, the vibrance up here is always, in my opinion, a fun one to mess with. because you can either eliminate most of the color for the photo or you can give the photo all of the color. So that's a little too much color for me, so I'm going to tone it down just a little bit until I find a place that I'm happy with. Then after that, you can also check your sharpening again. So I'm just going to automatically zoom in. And so what of this is you can see a lot of deposits of the color grain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate that just a little bit. As you can see, if I do that, it really makes the color grain stand out. And if I do that, it makes it stand out just a little bit less. And I'm also going to eliminate the detail a little bit and add a little bit of smoothness to the photo. So then I zoom out again, and this is what it does. A thing that you always want to look for when working with photography is you always consistently want to check what you're doing to the photo. So looking at this photo here, you can see that I've gone a little too far in some places, and this would be a good time just to reduce it and kind of do what you want. Mask it just a little bit more. So overall, that is your ending result, and this is a quick intro on how to edit a photo in Lightroom.